Hello and welcome to my last game of group stage of ITSL 2023 and 2024 and possibly my last game of Twilight Struggle. I don't know it yet, I've not decided yet, but if you don't see any new video after this one until the end of April, just be prepared that I might retire from the game. My last game against Kaklis. As you can see by the rating, she shouldn't be too challenging opponent for me. However, it would be good to win the game. Now, with this hand, there is almost a no-brainer. I mean, captured Nazi scientist has no counter candidates. It's the obvious headline. I also don't see any good reason to deviate from the standard opening. This hand isn't bad, provided I don't get perched, because USSR events are manageable with their nominal ops value. Nasser can be held, Arab-Israeli war can be spaced, Korean war, well, triggered and put in South Korea, but only provided I have 2 points to put there. If I get perched, nothing of these is true any longer. But, well, there's no use thinking about it because it seems that I have to open in a standard way, and it seems that I have to headline captured Nazi scientist. Okay, socialist governments is also quite a strong headline right now, but not devastating. Provided, of course, it's not followed up with a successful coup in Italy. Oh, and she had purge. But, luckily for me, she only rolled a 1. Okay. So, Italy needs covering immediately. But nothing else does as well. So let's do it this way. Secure presence in Middle East, or at least access to Middle East. And on the other hand, no. Let's take West Germany right now just to make it more expensive for her to gain access to France. That was quite lucky for starters, because normally a coup, socialist governments followed by a coup in Italy, a 4-up coup, should give much more. And now the second coup in Afghanistan was much stronger. So I think I should stop Asian domination right away. Philippines seemed tougher to coup than Indonesia. And go to Iraq because I don't want to give her a coup in Pakistan. First, it locks me off the western part of Asia, and second, it doesn't give me a good counter-coup target. Now the problem with how I played it so far is that I lost my flexibility. I mean, I have independent threats to play, Huh. Not that this gave me any counter coup target. Hmm. Hmm. It's tricky. Now, if she... let me finish my first thought. Korean War must be put in South Korea regardless the result. Arab-Israeli War is most certainly for space race. Or, to put influence in Lebanon or Egypt, Nasser is to be held, hopefully, and NATO is to be discarded for blockade. I think Korean War now is a... This is tricky because if she coups Iraq successfully, I'm wiped off. But then I think I just play Arab-Israeli war to Egypt and call it a day. And I lost the war as well. She started rolling quite high. But I'm not complaining because the crucial roll was against Italy and this one was a low one. However, I'm no longer sitting pretty right like anywhere. Hmm. Maybe I'm even triggering Arab-Israeli war just because I can't afford. It was quite weird. But okay. DEFCON is at 3, so we can try to have Thailand on our side. I don't like the fact that I don't have over control in Italy, but I just don't have ops to spare. She started rolling quite well. Only the Italy coup roll was poor. But she got rid of the China card. Hmm. All right, all right. Damn it. Another high roll on her side, and I had to keep NATO for blockade. and it's very and it's very not obvious what my last play should be. I don't have Milops. Defcon is at 3. I probably don't want to keep Defcon that high. Well, if she plays blockade, it's a no-brainer. I discard NATO and I play Nasser and coup Egypt. She didn't. And this is somewhat helpful because I have my extras. Of course, it's not very easy for me to take Europe right now. She took Greece and Turkey. But it's a good starting point, and at least I have Italy somewhat secured. So let's get rid of Nasser and drop DEFCON because I don't want to leave Thailand open for the coup. Oh, and it even wasn't that unsuccessful. Now this is This hand is quite good ops. It mostly has Soviet events, but it's good to have these events behind. So blockade gets rid of with something, probably Suez, probably the goal, maybe not. I'd love to play Suez and the goal and Comic-Con and blockade for this one. Maybe blockade is gonna be a hold card. Defectors is the most decent headline in this case, I think. Could have been Asia scoring as well, but why not? Okay, now that I'm no longer afraid of blockade, so Asia costs me 3 points and is not probably going to be any cheaper. If I take Thailand, she takes India. Whoa. So let's dump it right now. Now Suez, then the goal. And then I'll start fighting for France. With Suez, she's forced to take from UK and from France, knowing that I could take Algeria and UK before she does. And then I don't have to go to Algeria immediately after the goal. Okay, she gave me this one. But the Middle East is very costly and, well, it looks quite steamrollish. Now. So I must take care of Europe quite early. Right after the goal, I should play Fiddle to activate CIA trap. I really hope she doesn't have Middle East right now, because I'd like this to be scored only once. Everything that could go wrong in Middle East went wrong in Middle East. The only exception was that I didn't completely fail Egypt coup. Okay, this was kinda this looks wasteful as a distro, but it also forces me to switch my priorities a little. On the other hand, with NATO and the China card, I might risk ops war in France, because Truman is still somewhere around. If she takes France with a 4 now, I may break it with NATO, and I may repeat it with the China card. She shouldn't have 2 4s, because Red Scare, Marshall, and US-Japan are gone, so nuclear test ban is the only one she should be able to have. And yes, she might have several 3s, but the action rounds show that I should be able to keep this ops war and then hold blockade and fiddle. By the way, it's Fiddle is no longer conveniently playable because she desalinized. She probably doesn't have decal, because otherwise distal into Thailand and Angola doesn't make much sense. Well, of course, it's important to be the first, though. But, well, okay, so Thailand is secured enough. Uh-huh. Okay, let's play NATO. I wanted to play a4 to take France and make some threats around Thailand immediately. Plus, I also didn't really want to get stuck with NATO if I get containment by her. Plus, now I'm thinking whether it's really worth to trigger Comicon, because she suddenly got quite vulnerable to East European unrest. And I guess we have the answer. All right, so let's resolve Comicon now. Not really very meaningful. And I think this is a good moment. This looks actually a good moment to fight against Asian domination of her, but maybe not. This is certainly a good moment to secure stuff in Europe. And I mean to secure it. And I think if she doesn't overprotect, I should break North Korea with maybe with Fido is enough. Actually, it's still a break. It breaks Asian domination, and it doesn't give her the China card. We didn't see CIA so far. It's gonna be 8 points for her after this. Okay, this doesn't stop European domination, and it's quite rare, actually, to see Bulgaria controlled. So have a look at this, because it's kind of sort of jam. I got Middle East, so she got Europe scoring. She also has CIA, and I have defectors. Of course, I'm not going to play defectors now. What I am going to play, I think, is containment. Hoping to have a 2 points coup for CIA. Or to not get purged, for that matters. Alright. Oh no, 5-year plan, seriously? Damn it. Well. And of course I must dump Middle East because it's only going to get worse. So I'm not going my score from Europe. I'm probably losing by 13 or 12 victory points after this turn. Therefore, I'm holding blockade and I must set up a very good position to fight for the next turns. No, not so easily. It's getting very troublesome, I think. And it's worth mentioning, I guess, that my opponent has 16 games played so far, 15 of which were lost by her. And the one won by her was against a guy who has 19 games played, 18 of which were lost, and one was drawn. Alright, that's a kind of now or never. Now is the answer. Alright, this may be something attempting to pretend to be a game changer. Yeah, I know how it sounds. That's exactly what I think about it. Alright, Cambridge 5 nuclear test ban, CIA created, and this means she has decoded Truman, 5-year plan, and Europe scoring. She doesn't probably want to play decal for ops. She doesn't want to score Europe. So isn't that mean? Well, after all your 5s and 6s for Arab-Israeli war? Okay, but decal went for ops in Burma. I think, and this is an error. I also think it's time for the China card. Or maybe it's time for defectors breaking Yugoslavia. After all, she has Truman. She has 5-year plan and Europe scoring. She wants to play this Truman first and 5-year plan next. Let's use special relationship, because if I play the China card, I hold 2 cards and I might want to hold defectors. And now she can't help losing quite an influence with Truman. And I think I will play the China card. Oh, you. Yep. Oh, me. I think I will play the China card. Like this. It quite stabilizes Asia. If she plays 5-year plan to break Vietnam, I have quite a free play of Vietnam revolts. And she still doesn't dominate Asia. I'll be grabbing 2 more victory points from military operations. And this doesn't look good, but this looks much better than it did at the start of this term. And I got deco played for ops by her, which was certainly a mistake, but also a ray of hope. Yep. Exactly the inaccuracy, or maybe even a blunder, which I wanted to provoke and managed to provoke. Alright then. I prefer Saharan states because if she gets Che, for example, I'd rather lose access. I'd rather give her access to Nigeria and Algeria than to Nigeria and Zaire. Okay, Africa scoring, and I got Che. I also got We Will Bury You and Duck and Cover. So I could play Duck and Cover, securing what I got in Africa, and even setting a missile envy trap. Because for missile envy I have We Will Bury You to give. Okay, so this now looks good. And if I don't, well, We Will Bury You goes to space. Blockade will have to go, probably with OPEC. I hope to roll good in space because I will want to space twice. But first things first, and these are, let's try to grab as much from Africa as we can. Junta isn't as good as I would like to, because this can, yep. On the other hand, Che isn't now so bad as it used to be. But the Americas start looking terrible. Okay. So Che, of course, is resolved first, followed up with my retaking Saharan states. Good enough. I hope good enough, because I don't have too much time to go back and forth. Of course, if necessary, I use defectors. I mean, I'm not holding a card this time, so why not use defectors? Especially that it looks now more or less forced. Ow, wow, wow. All right. So I think I lost access to Nigeria, and the best I can hope for is to dominate Africa, taking Cameroon, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. This ensures that I have a non-battleground after her action, and that I have an advantage in a number of countries. Now I'd like to avoid playing most of the cards I have. Actually, blockade can be used for a coup. If she ignores Africa right now, I could use blockade to coup Saharan states, attempting to realign Nigeria with Willy Brandt. If this succeeds, it may even be worth to use OPEC. No, it's not worth to use OPEC. It scores a 4. So whatever, never mind. Plus, blockade would certainly discard something, namely OPEC. So I might be able to equalize the result, or even go on top if space race goes well. But the Americas suggests very strongly that it is going to change quite soon. All right, so blockade with OPEC to coup in Colombia. Then we will bury you for space race. And then maybe Willy Brandt for space race as well. Not too good. So which scorings do we have? Southeast Asia, Americas, and Asia. Americas and Asias. However, the Asias part sounds. I need some game changer, I must say. Event agenda. This is quite wasteful, I'd say. Okay, if Willy Brandt coups Colombia successfully, it's a 2 points change, costing 1 point. Not really worth if I can space it, aiming for 2 victory points, avoiding activating it. So I know giving up 10 points in South America never looks good, but Asia scoring. I'm not really sure about which card should I trigger. Let it become David for starters. At least this frees my Arab-Israeli war to some extent. If I am able to coup Colombia and not get recouped, then the Voice of America may wipe her off Venezuela and Brazil. Of course, this is hoping for her to make a crucial mistake. Or to get unlucky. I very much don't like what she did, and not because she got rid of my card, but Alliance for Progress is a 3 ops card, which, yes, she used with no effect on my side and discarded. But certainly, I'm positive that she could have saved it and use it now, grabbing these 3 ops. Yeah. Brezhnev, of course, the last one. Quagmire to space, probably, or to hold. Socialist to space. As of Usur, I think it's worth waiting with it. Okay, that was weird. Egypt as a choice. Oh, Long Gunman. I don't want to see you any soon. Depression Theology also. ABM, I want to see you because you are a game-changing card, and a game changer is rather in my favor. I certainly want to see Kennedy. Olympic Games. Yeah, let it be. Okay, that was good enough, I think. She may as well coup and fail. My trap relies on her not having access to Venezuela and Brazil. Yeah, she was unlucky in rolling only one in Egypt, but it also was quite a poor choice. Panama was a better choice, although with the same effect. Even Lebanon would be quite meaningful for just inactivating our man in Tehran, although in this case it would probably be better to play other card first and then just use our man to simply break Lebanon. And by the way, I see no point to fight for Egypt right now by her. Sadat is coming, Nasser is gone, OPEC is gone, Middle East scoring is gone. If she had to take some battlegrounds, Egypt should be the last one in order. She went to Venezuela. Maybe it was preparing for OAS, but in this case, I think I'll spare the Voice of America as the last card. She doesn't seem to want to play it anyway, to want to play the scoring anyway. It looks to me that she may have some troubles managing hand. So let's perform our space race. Maybe let's space for the second time, if given chance. Usuri looks like a card to be held. Or maybe the Voice of America. If the China card doesn't come long enough, I think I'll just play Usuri for ops. Troublesome, troublesome. She doesn't even have Salt, because she already played it, to grab OPEC. So why fighting for Middle East? I know there are open battlegrounds which he has access to, like nowhere else. But even on the Middle East, Israel should be the first to fight for, or Saudi Arabia. Egypt should be the last one. In the meantime, wow. Okay. This means I probably play some meat and then push very hard to avoid losing too much in Asia. The problem with Usuri is that regardless how I play it, she can always repair its effect with a 3-op card. Unless I put 2 in Afghanistan and 2 in North Korea, which may be the right call. Okay, so this was what you wanted. Maybe Cultural Revolution is coming. Let's hope you don't have any playable 4. No, it's a playable 3, so I think I reduced Asia back to scoring only 2 on her favor. As it used to. So, summit to Mexico, and then Brezhnev Doctrine, maybe, to Mexico, Guatemala, and Panama. And Voice of America might be a very good headline next turn. Two from Venezuela to grab access there. Because now then she would face dilemma. With DEFCON at 3 to give me access to Venezuela or not? Okay. All right. I feel a little breath. Oh. So many cards. I got to... let's hope for Kennedy. And in the meantime, let's play this one. Okay, this is very, very far from obvious. how this hand should be handled. What I feel, however, is that I should avoid playing South America scoring as long as I can. Unless I'm able to trigger it like now for a mere 3 points. If she takes Venezuela now, I face similar dilemma to her dilemma now, but I think I should perform a coup in Brazil, hoping to roll a 5 or a 6 with shuttle diplomacy. Okay, I rolled a 5. Suddenly, this means that South America is not as bad. So, if I'm not dominated there, I should trigger it ASAP. Otherwise, I should probably delay it. Other scorings are rather in my favor. Of course, if I am dominated by grabbing Uruguay, I should probably use stuff like OAS to further attack there. Because, well, she may control South America anyway. This, however, requires realigning Brazil or Brush War or ABM. But if she had Brush War or ABM, it would be better to just use it without going to Uruguay. So if she retakes it right now, I think I just dump Central America scoring, waiting for Mr. Kennedy to appear. I have all the scorings which haven't been played yet, which means for Kennedy I can discard as many cards as I wish. Cuban Missile Crisis to Uruguay with overprotection, that was okay-ish. I don't need to push my luck yet. By this I meant realigning Venezuela and Cuba, hoping to get something good from this. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'd like to avoid playing Romanian abdication. This is the moment. Now, if I play this, it still doesn't change much. The China card is in my hand. I don't want to give Zaire so easily. And yeah, finally it makes sense to look at Israel. Of course, it makes also sense to realign Venezuela with Panama Canal returned, because there's always one point to spur. Not an easy game, I must say. Certainly much tougher than the ratings should expect. Okay. Okay or not okay? Yeah. Let's dump it. If I get Kennedy now, I'm gonna discard both cards. Hoping to draw something much stronger. Maybe I should have realigned Venezuela. After all, I risked only taking Brazil, which would be 2 points more, but without her having a coup. Yep, certainly should have. And could have avoided. Flower power and puppets. Oh, actually, puppets aren't that bad now. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, Europe scoring. That's about it when it comes to good news. Okay, Brush War. But she has ABM, so that's bad. Phew. I'm quite glad that this hit a good game-changing moment. Oh, come on. Well, that's the game. Cool. Boom. Kaboom. Yep. Let's be the first in space. Unless, of course, we aren't. Brush war before flower power, thing to remember. Europe scoring ASAP, another thing to remember. You two see the ALIP. What's my hold card? 5-year plan, maybe? What's my brush war target? Thailand, maybe? Yep. Thailand is 50-50, but what else? The longer she avoids playing ABM treaty, the more tempting it is to play 5-year plan. Now let's attack Poland. Yep. There is still Pope somewhere around. I think we all know where the Pope is. Yeah, with brush war, I think Thailand has an advantage over Venezuela in a sense that she can't use ABM treaty in Thailand. Because ABM treaty wasn't played, was it? No. If she leaves it as a hold card, now please, 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 please. Yes. If she leaves ABM treaty as a hold card, 5-year plan becomes a very strong AR7, which is a rarity. Not a card you would expect to be a AR7 power. Now, as of remaining scorings, okay, Warsaw Pact formed is not going to be played. For an event. Wait. Yeah, that's the best target. Oh, and that was not a bad outcome. Now, it would be nice to be sure to avoid South America scoring. Here, it doesn't provoke to use ABM treaty. I don't really get this Botswana, but maybe it's just to make a single coup equalizing Africa. I'm not really concerned about it, because I always can take a single Sudan or whatnot. So Cambridge 5. I'm not having any more scorings. And now, IBM treaty or not? If not, 5-year plan will grab it from your hand. Let's just make sure once more. There wasn't ABM, there wasn't ABM. Yeah, because I got our man and I saw it. There wasn't ABM here. There wasn't ABM here. Yugoslavia at 4-4 is also something you don't see very often. Oh, she has ABM and a Pope. Yep. So I think it's worth playing 5-year plan for an event anyway. Of course, Europe was played already. Central America scoring Aldrich Ames. It would be very nice to play duck and cover. But she may have will bury you. Well, on the other hand, if I Chernobyl her, where do I do it? Europe is one idea, South America is another idea. Glasnost, but this Glasnost isn't even boosted. So let it be South America. She may have war games, and this is something I should be worried about. But now I think I will be able to play duck and cover and just grab 3 points. She may also be slightly disoriented. Where should she play? Because now the problem is, if she coups, I can't just recoup because it puts me inside the wargames loss. Oh, maybe that was the story behind. Ooh. I don't like this choice of target. I want to score as much as I can from Central America. Muslim Revolution is a too obscure because I'll have to take Egypt back. Iranian hostage crisis is something I wouldn't like to play. Although maybe it's worth with such hand, but not before I score Central America. Therefore, I am playing the China card and probably holding Aldrich Ames for the next turn. No, 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 no. I don't want it this way. What I need these points from Central America to is mostly to avoid war games losing, although of course the map doesn't look in my favor as well. At least if it came to final scoring. But now Central America gives 7. That's probably it about Central America. The most unwanted card is Iranian hostage crisis, because terrorism this turn doesn't hurt that much, but terrorism next turn might. Now, let her have her Muslims, and let's start making use of our Chernobyl. I must coup. Ideally, I would hold Eldritch Aims and UN intervention, but this means I'd have to play Iranian hostage crisis. So if she plays terrorism, I'm gonna go for it. If she doesn't, I'll UN intervene Iranian hostage crisis. Probably to coup Uruguay. Decal goes to space. South African unrest goes to self-repair. Yeah, that was quite decent, I must say. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna see my headline. Yeah, she may flip Angola now, but I have another problems to solve. It's very tough, I must say. And I'm not saying I'm favorite of this game. It's very dependent on the last two turns. Hmm. Coup attempt. In this case, in Botswana, I guess. Yep. Oh, so many bad news in this hand. All right, one small step is one of the good news part. Ah. What's the worst card to deal with? I think it's OPEC. Maybe we just gonna wait for North Sea oil to happen. Now excuse me for a moment. All right, I'm back. Liberation theology affects the region which was scored, but this doesn't help too much. Okay, but this gives me a coup which I won't perform in Mexico because it's a good realignment target. Instead, I think I'm target Venezuela. And I rolled a 5. Very decent roll. One that I counted on. I'd love to hold Aldrich Ames remix. Just in case South America score comes. That was kind of sort of predictable. Okay. Let's now try to regain something. Mexico, maybe? Great. And Angola, maybe? Great. With Angola, I think I'll need something more. But now, what's the European status? Romanian application is playable, although inconvenient. It has to be played, however, because there's not much more I can avoid playing. Ooh, so this was the story behind the previous space race. Okay. All right, I think it's time to give up Lebanon because I just have to retake Egypt, and Lebanon no longer makes any difference on Middle East. Well, of course, it may make difference about the presence of Middle East sooner or later. Oh, she took my influence from Israel. I wasn't expecting this. I think Peru may be useful for some realignments, or maybe just for a mere country count. In Africa, it's 7-3, so after Che, it's still an advantage. I think I'm gonna play Che. I didn't space because I didn't decide it yet, because she may play North Sea Oil, and then of course I don't want to space OPEC, I just want to use the 3 points from it. It might have been quite smart to take from Israel, but maybe because now I don't have an easy way back if she coups me from Egypt successfully. I don't think I can afford this, so I have to give Che up. Well, of course, if she hits Africa twice, I will try to regain domination in Africa, because this is the scoring which is still remaining. But otherwise, I don't think I'm gonna fight heavily for South America. No, India looks more urgent. In South America, I should always be able to have presence. And I don't think I can really gain anything more. Now, this map doesn't promise too much in the final scoring, although Central America and South America more or less nullify each other. I'm concerned about this Middle East because it's quite close to be 13 instead of 6. Although this made the stuff a little better from my perspective. No, please, I don't have the eternity to wait for this North Sea oil. And of course, if I get South America scoring next turn, this means if I want to avoid scoring it, I have to avoid playing the China card. You have the Asia scoring, don't you? Yep. Okay. I'm not discarding Goldrich Ames. I got South America scoring. A card to headline. I think Junta. Because it's quite possible I won't have to play Aldrich Ames with the scoring. I also may be able to fight for the full stake. Ooh. In Africa, on the other hand, it's possible that I'm losing Europe. Now, damn it. Okay, I didn't really hit what I wanted here. So, now it's quite unclear. No, first things first. If she takes France, I take Brazil. Okay. Asia, Asia. Asia. Huh. Without a China card, it's gonna be extremely tough to stop Asia scoring. Let's do what must be done first. However, so Africa. Mm-hmm. Should I play nuclear subs and try to regain stuff elsewhere? Maybe I should. I need coups anyway. DEFCON is not really an option. Yeah. I'm gonna play nuclear subs. Cuban Missile Crisis in Nigeria, hoping to roll more than one and high enough to avoid being completely realigned. Then Bird Trap in Brazil. That was quite a nice roll. And Africa counts double. Event? The war? Now? That was a blunder. Coup was very... I mean realigning Nigeria or cooing anywhere, but that doesn't give anything on the map. Mm-hmm. Great. Great, I equalized South America, which means I can score it for free and use the China card to regain anything I'd like in Asia. I'm losing in Asia and in Middle East, but I'm winning elsewhere, and I'm winning on the VP track by 13. This should be more than enough to win the game. About Asia, I can just break Afghanistan. Okay, she equalized Europe, so South America scoring. Played for a void, but now she has her last action round, and then in Asia I need 2 ops, because breaking one country is enough, and Taiwan, North Korea, India and Afghanistan are not overprotected. Oh, this is just lovely. I get to have 2 action rounds now. Which means that not only I can just have everything I need. Yep. Let's resolve event first. Drop me this card. Okay. Trolling is an art. She technically has 1 second left to avoid losing on time. I could trigger losing her on time by electing to realign, but I won't be doing this. I am just going to equalize everything I could. And now is it worth playing the China card now? I can break 2 countries in Asia. Or I can pass it just like this. I mean, whatever I do, it's all the same. I mean, I can't break more than 2 countries. I can't break Syria to break this domination. I can't do enough to dominate South America myself. So the most the China card can give me now is 2 victory points, which I'm gonna lose by passing the China card to my opponent anyway. So let's pass it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me through the entire group stage of this ITSL season. Take care. Bye.